It's me, XENA here, doing another live stream. And yes, you hear the phone starting up in the live stream. So here's what I'm gonna do another live stream, then two movies, then another live stream, maybe two more, three more, another live stream. Depends where our mood is. If it's in the mood, do another one. The first thing I want to talk about, hi, thank you for being on my live stream. So what I want to talk about is something that happened to me on YouTube, on live stream. So you know how I book and cap locks? Well, apparently I go on someone's YouTube live stream and I get blocked for it. Oh, yeah. And it never happened to me before. Usually I book cap locks on my movies and my live stream and never had a problem with it. But apparently some dummies on there apparently think you're yelling at them. No, you're only yelling at somebody if you put an exclamation point. Do you understand? Like if I book something in a chat right now, you know, and I put an exclamation point, then you'll say either I'm screaming or I'm hollering or I'm shouting. Well, actually, I'm shouting or hollering. You know, you got to pick and choose what it is. You know, you just can't. I mean, how does someone think you're screaming when there's no explanation point? I guess when you're talking or speaking, no one sees the explanation point, but they hear you. But anyway, that's what I do. So my goddaughter Jordan does a live stream and nobody comes on to watch. The first one, no one. Someone comes on, then they leave. She does another one, and she just gave up doing it today. So you're the only one that came on. Thank you. I know that I'm not the most name-known YouTuber, okay? And I know that when they speak of name-known YouTubers in the XENA community, XENA Pappas isn't going to come up, okay? It's going to be all these other name-known YouTubers. Now, I know that you're going to probably say, whatever XENAs do I have of myself? Well, there's the first one that Toy Biz made, the hard plastic one. There's a European Roman run. There's a Warlord one. There's the evil one. And then there's this one here. And that's for all the big ones. You know. So, yeah. I just hope I can actually do a live stream without having to worry about anybody else coming on. Probably take that back. Eventually, I think Gabrielle probably will come on. ERNEST will probably come on. Next thing you know, I'll probably have Hercules and Autolycus on, maybe Callisto and Ares. I don't know. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. So I don't trust onlookers on YouTube. If it says moderator, you're going to get blocked. That's just the way it is. You know? Plus, I don't really name anybody onlooker anyway. You can't trust them. They either do one or two things. And Sailor Moon did this once. She had someone be onlooker, and they just sat and did nothing. And then they said, well, you didn't tell me. Well, I didn't think I was supposed to tell them what the block. I think they were supposed to use their brain and know about the block. So I just figure you don't do that. So it is what it is. And I want to say thank you for coming on, watching my live stream. I know I'm boring. Yeah, I'm boring. I know that. You know. Well, here's something that you might want to talk about, or I guess I'll talk or speak about it, is that, no, you aren't. Yeah, that's true. I don't edit my movies. I don't do anything that moves, so it is what it is. No, well, tell that to all the haters. But then again, you can't since I blocked and banned them. And, oh, somebody else coming on now. Hi, CK Smith 08. Hi, Christopher. First time you've ever been on my live streams. That's surprising. You know? So, it is what it is at this point. Now, let me tell you a tale or a saga. So, I can call myself a YouTube partner. And there's nothing stopping me from calling myself that. You know, of course, people are going to go on my channel. They're going to see no advertisements. They're going to see no verification beside the username. So they're going to say, you can't. Oh, I know, but you never actually watched one of my live streams, you know. Yeah, you watched all the movies that you had time to watch, but you just never watched one of the live streams until now. But I know you've been one of the old followers. You've been at least been subscribed to the channel, at least going back to 2015 AD, I think, or so. So there's what I was trying to say is, oh, well, I've done some live streams in the past. You know, I've done some of them. You know, usually I don't do them as much, but I have done some of them in the past. But the point goes, XENA said, is I can call myself a YouTube partner, and it's not like Google or YouTube will tell you no. And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm just saying you call yourself it. And of course, you have no advertisements. You know, there's no verification thing. And I mean, just call yourself that. Don't go through the whole process of becoming a partner. Just call yourself a partner. You know. Oh, I know you have been. Yeah, since Sailor Moon Red 1. Well, actually, no. Technically, that would be Sailor Moon Red, actually, was the channel. And Sailor Moon Red 1 was the channel that came after it. So, yeah, you go back that long. Yeah, okay. So, there's nothing stopping anyone from being a YouTube partner if you want to call yourself that. So, I can call myself a YouTube partner, and it's not like YouTube's going to say, well, you're not. It's not like anybody can say, well, you don't have a Google AdSense account. You're not making any weird guild from Google for Google AdSense. And if anybody asks you, you could always just throw some weird guild out and you could say, oh, it came from Google for Google AdSense. The truth is, I don't know what a Google AdSense check looks like. I have no idea even if YouTube partners even call themselves self-employed when they're filing their taxes. I don't know. You know? Yeah, of course you've been with me for a long time. You've been with me since all the first channels, going back from Sailor Moon Red 1 up to Sailor Moon Tube 11. I think you may have been around, or maybe Sailor Moon Red, but I don't know. Point is, I only got one person on. One man, or only got you on right now, or maybe it's the other user, I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. Just when they say I'm not boring, boom, someone leaves. So it just goes the way it goes. Yeah, so I can call myself a YouTube partner. And I don't think YouTube or Google is going to say, oh, you can't call yourself a partner unless you really are a partner. You know, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, you know. You know, it's like the YouTube partners can say they're working for YouTube when really they're not. They're working for Google when they're not. So I can say what I want to say. If they're going to start telling tales and sagas saying they work for Google, they work for YouTube, when actually they don't, well, I can call myself a YouTube partner. And there was nothing stopping them from making that statement when it wasn't true. Oh, yeah, and I guess someone's going to want to, guess my daughter Gabrielle's going to probably want to come on too. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. They want to see your ring flyer. Yeah, and they want to see your fighting staff. But I didn't want to waste a lot of time taking my fighting staff out and putting tape on it and, you know, taping to my foot. Well, Gabrielle, what do you want? I want to be on one of your live streams. Why do you always gotta be around? I mean, come on, Gabrielle. It was only fair, Mom. You came on mine. You asked me to, and I was nice. And so was Ernest, and so was Hercules, and so was Autolycus, and so was Awaris, and so also was Jordan. You know? I'm right here, Gabrielle says. I'm doing fine. I actually work for YouTube as a YouTube community guideline moderator. But I only work part-time, of course. And you should also check out, our mother also has a Twitter as well called XENA Pappas at Twitter, where she twitters about all her work she does, you know, as a wrestler, a show player, activist, a Lambertist, a humanitarian, an investor, a Moogle, a expositor. I can't say that word right. You know, where she says that she's a teacher, and a model, and a mother, and a Catholic, and a wife. Right? Oh, yeah, you know what, Gabrielle? I gotta go pee. I gotta go on my Twitter real quick and just put something down. Well, my mother is gonna be on Twitter, at least looking and see if she got piped something on Twitter, and then she'll be right back with us. Yeah, Gabrielle, you always have to be in my stuff. You know? You always have to be involved. I know it is what it is at that point. What should I write down? And I guess we'll say we invested in what did we invest in? Oh, you don't know what we invested in. Med. Yeah, the ones that make the composition books and the notebooks. Med. That's what we invested in. I don't know if I'm even saying it right. Whatever, just spell it wrong. You know. I guess we can make an argument and say that. Just say VidMe, say YouTube. Just say that again. And you really can't invest in that subsidiary of a subsidiary of a subsidiary. And thank you for following us on Twitter. And now my mother. Okay, Gabrielle, I'm going to type in what I'm going to type in now. I'm going to book what I always book. What I always tell all my followers. Thank you for being my follower. And then I jacked up on you. Well, whatever. All right, there we go. Now that's done. So it is what it is at this point. Now we got two people back. Or maybe it's the same one from before. I don't know. Well, what else you want me to do? I don't know what else you want to do. You want other people to come on my live stream? Well, we could always have Ernest on, or Hercules, or Tullicus. We could always have, I don't know, Ares, or Jack Sparrow, or Matthias. No, me and Matthias already had a fight. Maybe they want you to do that. How many versions do I have of myself? Well, there's this version of myself. There's the Empress version from Bitterfleet. And there's the Amazon Princess version of myself. But, yeah. You gotta go, Gabrielle? Oh, man, Mom, you gotta be so you want me to unlook? You unlook me. Go. Here. I mean, I love my daughter, Gabrielle. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes I just like to blog. Maybe I'm not as name known, I guess. Okay, maybe I'm not as name known as Angry Grandpa, or Psycho Dad, or Psycho Mom, or Lunatic Dad. But I like to think that But I like the thing XENA says that I continue on. You see, Angry Grandpa, he's up in heaven, God bless his soul. And we all know the Psycho Dad series ended, but I continue it on. And we know that Psycho Mom doesn't really do that much. And there's Lunatic Dad, so I try to merge all of them into one. You know? Oh, yeah. I know what this was supposed to be. I was supposed to get angry and bust shit. You know? Like, that's basically what I was supposed to do. You know? Yeah. Now, here's something I'm going to ask you about. And I was going to do it this way. I don't bust shit. You know? You don't really want... Do you want him? Oh, God. All right. Gotta bring him on. And all the Xenonites out there are going to get, angry and say, well, where's Joxer? They're going to say, I never did make his figure. Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, turn around. They want to see your... I don't care they want to see my chakram and ring flyer. Hi, Mom. How you doing? I'm doing fine. Somebody wanted to see you on this live stream. Wow, you're going to break shit? Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll actually throw something. Nah, I don't think I want to throw anything. Oh, hi, someone writes down. You know? Yeah, I am. Ernest P. Worrell, Sailor Earth. And I already gave that away. You know? Yeah, we don't got Joxer. But Joxer and Ernest, trust me, they're about the same. They never did make his figure. No, they didn't. But I got here a thing you do. You want to hear my song? Here, you want to hear it? Here it comes. Yes. There once was a man named Royal. Don't start, please. No, Ernest, we don't want that. Oh, come on. I tell you, I don't like it when Joxer sings his song. I don't like when you sing yours. You want to talk about some strange things that happen to us? Oh, everything strange happened to us. So I'm going to tell a tale. Maybe you might remember this one. You might not. Some funny things that happen involving us all the time. So, okay, there was this time where we had to get this diamond back. And then, Aphrodite, put spells on us. So Mother's obsessed with fishing. Me and Joxer think we're Tarzan or whatever the hell. And Gabrielle's obsessed with her looks. Oh, you had to bring that one up. Well, there's some more ones. Or the time that Aphrodite put spell on us with a bell ring, me and Joxer thought we were some type of, warsman or something. But that's as far as I get with the song. And there's many other things that, technically go on. Or that one time when we were trying to get Gabrielle back after she died, and Mother came back after she saved the Amazons and stopped Alti, and then had to get Wedlock to Ares to try to get Gabrielle back. So what me and Joxer did was really foolish once, is we actually put, we took this loudspeaker, and we said, it's me, Gabrielle, and you have to let me go. I'm in heaven now. You got to keep me in your heart. Plus, remember, be nice to my brothers, Ernest and Joxer. I'm like, in that one storybook. She takes our hats off, and she puts the loudspeakers on our heads. Yeah. Or how about the time in 1945 AD and our kinfolk, when you were Melinda Pappas and Joxer was, Jack Huffman, and Gabrielle was Janice Cunniston, and I was Ernest P. Worrell, and we thought we were the shit then, trying to stop Ares, and we just lied about it every time we were, I don't know. Plus, I really don't know if I belong to any of the political any of the aldermen, get-togethers. And most likely, I don't have any experience in local, county, state, or federal. So I don't think that's ever going to work. And we all know that you pretty much all know that I've been disqualified from the presidency. I can't be Earl, even if I wanted to be Earl of the United States, because I'm an outlander. I was born in Hellas or Greece. So, of course, that disqualifies me. And since I'm no longer even a citizen of Greece or Hellas anymore, I can't even run for Prime Minister of Greece if I wanted to, Hellas either. Yeah. Here's the thing that XENA says a lot of people tend to, well, here's something, okay, all heads of, I guess, alderments, they're men and women. They have flaws. They make mistakes. They're not flawless. And it's funny about everyone keeps saying it's the wrong president. The wrong president got elected. I hate him. I hate her. I just wish this side would win. They wouldn't have been happy anyway. The only president that the only president to ever be voted and elected as president that the whole United States actually unlooked and loved was George Washington. After that, every other president, they hated him. You really liked them, they didn't like them. So think of that. George Washington was the only president that the whole United States onlooked, and loved, and every other president, either you had some that say I didn't like him, some I didn't like him. And it's kind of that way. It got out of hand. I mean, okay, if you don't like the president, that's fine. You have your right to your win, your take, your fought, your take, okay? But I think the hatred that a lot of the presidents get, it's kind of sad. I mean, they didn't all do bad stuff. Of course, they did things that weren't right. They made mistakes. Okay, nothing that got them impeached or anything, but still, they were flawed, But I think when it comes to Donald Trump and this whole thing, I think they just don't like him since he was a businessman. That he wasn't an alderman like all the other presidents were. Either they were senators or representatives, or they were either governors or representatives or senators. They were either chief executives or commissioners, or they were councilmen, aldermen, or they were mayors or first selectmen or first commissioners or aldermen. So I just think they don't like him because he came from a different spectrum. And apparently a lot of them don't like him because apparently they, I don't know, they just don't like him because they hear all these stories about he said this, he did that, By the end of the day, I don't think anybody would have been happy. Like, even with, say, Hillary Clinton won, I think they'd have been upset with her too. It's just the way it is now. They're never happy with anyone who's president. Well, Ernest has to go now, but I'm going to talk on that underwarp. I'm going to talk on that myself, XENA says. Since being head of state and head of government, I actually go and I actually visit other heads of state and heads of government. So XENA said a lot of men and women would not like me. The first thing is that I take a little bit of everything. I'm not really, like I say I'm a Democrat, like I don't really know. Some days I say I'm a Democrat. Other days I say I'm a Republican. Some days I say I'm a green, I'm constitutional, I'm socialist. I don't know. But the point is I go in all those spectrums. And that the point is no one is actually 100% whatever they claim they are. They might have certain beliefs, but at the end of the day, they all work together. I mean, some claim, oh, well, Democrats only care about teaching. They don't care about defense. They don't care about fight. They don't care about defense. Oh, and all Republicans care about is defense, but not teaching. Actually, they care about learning, and you got to hit everything, And And I think a lot of men and women believe the stereotypes of the parties. You know, I really don't vote, okay? I stayed out of every election for president or senator representative or governor representative and senator or county chief executive and councilors or mayors or first, or aldermen. I stay out of it. And if I was in there, it would not work, Well, to tell you the truth, I actually unlook a lot of the presidents because they did do a lot of good. No one was flawless. They all had their mistakes. I mean, let's look at William Clinton. Yes, a lot of people said that he had, a lot of people claimed that he was committing adultery while in office. Okay, yeah, maybe he was, and maybe that was wrong of him to do that. But I don't really, presidents are flawed. They're men or women. They make mistakes, and I'm sure that a lot of people could forgive him for it. It wasn't like it was a big thing. And, when it comes to Donald Trump, I think a lot of people don't like him because apparently he thinks outside the box on things. He has all these, weird ways of doing things. Like he tries to do good. But I think he goes by it the way that some people just don't understand it. He's kind of like me, XENA says. And I happen to, I have been a friend of his for some time. I've actually met him from time to time. We have talks. I go to meet him from time to time. I'm on the guest list a lot. And even though he's a Republican or a Democrat, doesn't really seem to matter at that point. And a lot, it is what it is. Plus, me and Gabrielle and Angel had to save him once. See, Aries and Wolfman Hart tried to capture him so he couldn't run for president. And then I had to stop some slayer from trying to slay him. I actually do a lot of good. I secretly work to try to make peace with other heads of state and heads of government. Okay? I'm the one that finally convinced John Yu Kim III to finally make peace with South Korea. I convinced him and Donald Trump to finally sit down and settle up their differences. Okay. So I finally fixed the wrong that I made. I was the one that put the Kims in power, unfortunately, and I'm the one that had to fix the mess. Yeah, everybody has flaws. That goes without being said. But some people think when you become an alderman, no matter what level of alderman you work for, what you say and do, people are going to see. So you always want to make sure that you're doing right, but sometimes you don't know. And what ends up happening is you end up saying and doing something and someone calls you out on it. Like I'm name known, okay? Since I'm married to Gabe, right? And I try to stay out of all the magazines like, Inquirer and People and stuff like that. So no matter what you do, you're always going to be on the limelight. And they say a lot of shit about me too. It is what it is. Well, hopefully they have some unlook for each other. Hopefully this will finally end the hatred that North Korea had for the United States. See, North Korea blamed the United States for South Korea breaking away and starting the war. Well, if you remember correctly, it was Russia that basically kind of besmirched North Korea. See, North Korea became independent through Russia, where South Korea became independent through the United States. And it isn't the United States' fault. South Korea didn't want to have anything to do with North Korea. They wanted to be free. Well, North Korea wanted to be socialist. So during the Cold War between the United States and Russia, they made buffer zones. But unfortunately, like most of the buffer zones, almost like North and West Germany, who eventually became Germany again, well, North and South Korea have been apart way too long. They're culturally different. Their governments are different. Their men and women might speak the same language, Pseudo-Tibetan, Korean, but that's it. They don't have anything else beyond that. So even if they want to come back together, they can't now because they're basically too socially different. But maybe this will finally start ending. Maybe this will finally be a point where North Korea might not might not have any more hatred for the United States anymore. And they got officially been taken off the nuclear threat list. So hopefully this basically makes them not want to. Hopefully John Yu Kim III doesn't play with his nuclear markers or crayons anymore. And if he does, it ain't the United States he wants to do anything with. You know? Plus, if it wasn't for me, you know, doing what I had to do, I don't think it would have happened. You know? As I mentioned, it was my fault. It was my fault. You see, back when I was the evil warlord, pirate, terrorist, you know, I basically was the one that put them in power. So I'm the one that had to fix a wrong, basically. And sometimes I got to work for the Central Intelligence Agency sometimes. And sometimes I actually got to do slay people who are deemed threats. But I try not to. You know, it is what it is at that point. And obviously, you know, it is what it is at that point. But now I guess somebody else might want to come on here. Might have to wait for someone else to come on here, XENA says. So everybody just wait. Hold on. Don't think I'm not on-looking you. And I gotta have somebody else gotta come on here. No, maybe this isn't it. Oh, why not? Oh, no. No. Hey, XENA. Long time no see. Aries, it's always bad when you're around. Oh, come on, XENA. It's not bad when you're around. Plus, you always find a way to besmirch everything. I mean, XENA, you were the one that killed Osama bin Laden. You're the one that captured Saddam Hussein. You're the one that killed, what was his name, who used to run Libya? Gallo Mahler? Yeah, well, XENA said they were evil men. Okay. They were besmirched. And I had to protect myself. I had to protect my country that I lived for. And plus, they had me on a shit list for a long time. Oh, and apparently now, XENA, apparently you ruined it. You got John Yu Kim no longer wants to be evil anymore. I never said that, XENA says. I mean, he had a chance to prove he was a good man, and he did. Yeah, you had to besmirch it, didn't you? Like Donald Trump said, he has one chance to do good by his men and women and show everybody he's not an evil dictator tyrant as he makes himself off to be. Yeah, well, XENA, you're a hypocrite. Because you used to be evil. I don't work for the New World Order, XENA says. That's all Aries is doing. And now it's raining here. I don't work for the New World Order, XENA says. Hell, if you're thinking of the New World Order, that might be a team I'm going to probably have to take out. Bullshit, XENA. Call bullshit on that one, Aries says. They don't call. They might give it different names. The New World Order, the Nominami, the Circle, the Blackthorn, the elite branch of the United Alliance of Evil. Yeah, well, I don't do that, XENA says. You know. Yeah, it's like bullshit. Not even that. But yeah, XENA, you did kill Osama bin Laden. Who ran Libya? Mahler Galber? I can't say it. Yeah, I had to do it too, XENA says. Yeah. See, I know that I don't work for the New World Order. Why would we think that? Yeah, well, think of it, XENA. You probably are. Yeah, I am not. I told you those days are over, Aries. I'm not evil anymore. And quit trying to get me back. You know, sometimes I dread all the time to give you your godhood back. Like first when I got your sword. Then there was that thing with Gabrielle and the scroll. And then there were 2 years I gave you the golden apple. Yeah. Wow, you did, XENA. Ain't that good? But I have to be more creative, you know? You know, me and Lucifer have bets. Me and Lucifer having a bet on who's about trying to take over the world. And apparently, you should think about it. Why would I want to be a member of the Alliance of Evil again? Why I want to belong to the Circle of the Blackthorn or the New World Order Nominami branch of the Alliance of Evil? Because you'd be Dark Spectre's instruments. You know, you'd be his eyes and ears. You'd carry out all his things. And being tapped by one of them is like getting the keys to the fleet making stead. But think about it, XENA. You'd be good being evil again. Oh, do you really think I'm going to do that again? Yeah, that's the only Aries figure I think's the best out of it. No one else is saying anything, though. I mean, there's like one. Oh, now they're all leaving now, XENA said. They're all leaving. Wonderful. They're all leaving now. They're all leaving now. As soon as I said as soon as I started saying I'm not part of New World Order, bam, they're all gone. There's only one left. That's what they always bloody do. They always leave you. Could someone tell me who hasn't left? You know, it is what it is at this point. Well, I'm telling you, if it was anybody else doing this, XENA says they wouldn't leave. Well, I don't know what to say. Everybody's gone except for one user who may still be on. I don't know. So I don't know what to do at this point. Well, someone else is coming on. Oh, hi, you're still here. I thought I ran everybody off. So the plan is, the goal is, I do two movies in a live stream. So it is what it is. Yes, it's raining out there. You can see it's raining out there, so you know that's going on. Yeah, the palm trees are moving all over the place. Oh, really sounds cool. You can actually hear the rain? Yeah, I guess you can. Guess this microphone actually, I guess the far speaker actually is that good. Yeah, well, Jordan made 2 live streams, but nobody watched them, so she just, you know, stopped. Someone comes on one and then just leaves. But now I got some. Whoa. Well, now Xena says, now I gotta put him back. Oh, they won't fit anymore. Okay, so I gotta move this, but now here you go. Oh, now Angel gets in the way. Okay, I'll put everybody back. And he does that. Yeah, it is what it is at that point. I guess it was supposed to be one of those freak out meltdown movies, but it didn't quite turn out that way. But that's what happened. You know? So apparently, some men and women don't like cap blocks. And apparently, you can get blocked for doing that. But here's the thing. I always book in cap blocks all the time and never had a problem in movies or my live stream. I go in someone's live stream, bam, block for cap blocks. So you should never have anyone be the onlooker for your own live stream because they don't know what they're looking for. So if it says moderator, they're blocked. Just the way it is. You know? Like, you're all my followers, but I don't know you that well to actually, you know, put someone as onlooker. Now, I get it. They think you're yelling or shouting, but you got to put an exclamation point down when you're booking it. And if you don't put an exclamation point down when you're booking it, then how can I call it shouting? And I do that all the time. You know, that's how Sailor Moon books. That's how Power Rangers book. And that's how Jordan books. And that's also how I book too. Okay? I like cap blocks. Easier to read, easy to see. Now, everybody might have their own preference, but that was the first time it ever happened to me that someone goes, oh, you can't do that. But every other live stream I went on, every other movie I ever went on or I made or I did, never had that bind. You know, yeah, I do it all the time. And apparently, I don't know, it was Giddy Games or something. And she didn't know. She was the one doing the live stream, playing the game, and she said she didn't know. She said that was interesting. She said maybe it did automatically since it was a live stream. No, some dumb onlooker on there who, well, you should never give someone any type of, you should never make anyone your onlooker unless you really know them that well, decides to block me. So I blocked him back. And if you're, so if you're a moderator and you're a live stream, you're going to get blocked. I don't make anyone a moderator. I moderate and unload my own thing, so shit like that don't happen. I don't know if but it is what it is. I guess you want to see me change outfits. Well, I guess I could change outfits if you wanted to. I have this one. I have another one. I have the Roman one, the Warlord one, the Evil one. I could do that if you want. But you're going to have to wait for me to change it over. You're going to wait for me to change it over. But nah, better not do that. What I was going to say is that apparently, what I was going to say is that, so Gabrielle had a live stream yesterday, and a lot of men and women were saying how they liked the booking style. And they were saying, or at least somebody was saying about, they wish they could transfer all of it. Well, they can't. I mean, they could, but it'd be page by page. And that, it's not, that's, it's something that will be hard to do. And as I mentioned, I don't have any copyright over anything I do since I didn't register any of it. So it'd be their word against my word. And plus, anybody wants to take this and do anything they want to do with the movie's fine. I didn't copyright them. So it is what it is at that point. I guess you want to see others on here too, I guess. Well, it is what it is. I guess I'll bring somebody else on here. But it is what it is at that point. All right, let's see if I can see who else wants to be on here. Come on. Oh, there he is. Oh, really what I should do is, Hi. Hi, everyone. It's me, Gabe Koska, Xena's husband. Yeah. Now, don't laugh at me. You're saying he's a stretchable skeleton, stretchable screamer made by Toy Quest for McDonald's in 2003 AD, of course. I'm more like a bender. Can't really stretch me. More like I can bend. Yeah, I a bender. I bend. So don't laugh at me. Gabe, someone has a voice act. Somebody who had someone as a speech or a speaker or a talk show player in their movie, you would be mad. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Some type of talk or speech show player in one of my movies, I would be mad or angry or wrath. So what are we talking about? You saying somebody doing something with copyright? As I tell you, I don't care about my copyright because I don't have any copyright on my movie. And even if I did, I wouldn't care. People who take men and women take my movies all the time, fair use them, and make fun of me. So what's the difference? So who are we talking about, this speak or talk show player? If someone had some friend of yours I don't know what to say. So this friend he's a talk or a speak or a speech show player. And that he somehow can talk like me. Well, I'm not, see, I don't know. I don't know him, XENA says, so I can't really say. I don't know. So I don't know why this friend would make me mad. Plus, I don't edit my movies anyway. I don't have any way of doing any of that stuff. You know? So if he does, he does. Oh, well. But if he is a talk or a speak or a speech show player, good for him, you know? He used your voice and he was asking if you liked it. I don't know. How can he use? You can't hear anyone except me on these live stream, so I don't know. Doesn't matter. People take from me anyway. I don't care about my copyright. People do. Men are going to do what they do. What they do. I don't care. I don't give a shit about my copyright because I don't got no copyright. And you find out the fair use. No one likes. You find out that fair use doesn't work anyway. So, what's new about that? And nobody. And yeah, whatever. Doesn't really matter. You know what? Gabe said. How can someone use somebody else's voice? There's no way they can even do it. We don't got no, they can't record this movie while it's being live streamed. And even if they did and use the voice, it wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah, it would just be someone who just trying to make fun of us. Trying to make glee of us, probably. Someone who just wants to get blocked, banned, and ignored, probably. Someone wants to be on the Hall of Shame. That's all it'd be. You're right, Gabe said. Definitely who it would be. Someone who would say, oh, well, I fair used your voice. Well, I don't give a shit if you copyrighted me or you fair used me. How can you violate something I don't have? Oh, well, does he think I got copyright over it? I don't, XENA said. I don't have no copyright. They can do what they want to do. You know? And fair use doesn't work anyway. You try doing fair use, you still get in trouble. You still get in some type of bind. And how can someone use someone's voice anyway? I don't know, XENA says. Apparently this person can use a person's voice. Apparently they can use a man or a woman speak or talk or speech. Apparently there's a speak show player, a talk show player, a speech show player, whatever they are. Okay. Doesn't really matter. I tell you, I don't care about my copyright. I don't care about my fair use of my copyright. Do what they're going to do. I don't care. Yeah, Gabe said, we don't really care about our copyright. Going to do what he's going to do. Doesn't really matter. We didn't get this shit filed. Why do you got to ask that permission? We don't own any of it. According to some dummy on YouTube a long time ago, we don't own anything. I don't got no copyright. Look, XENA, I got to go now. Love you, Gabe. It's true. I don't have any copyright. I have no trademark. I have no fair use. So it is what it is. Yep. I don't even know what this movie is. You know, a long time ago we had did this movie contest, what you want to call it, and nobody entered it. Nobody wanted to make a parody. No one wanted to do a fake movie show or a live farseer show. No one wanted to do anything. You know, no one even wanted to touch it. So somebody out there wants to actually take actually not actually take with the thing. If somebody actually wants to try to do some type of funny on it, you know, movie show or a fake moving show or, you know, a four-seer show, it would be good to see how a live action or a four-seer version of one of my movies is. You know, being me and Gabrielle, and then maybe Ernest and Jocks or other people. And then, you know, someone do me flipping out like Angry Grandpa or Psycho Dad or Psycho Mom or Lunatic Dad. No one didn't want to do any of it. You know, the only thing, no one wanted to do it. You know, enter the contest. It's like, oh, it's like, what are they going to win? I don't know. Subscribing, following them. It's like that wasn't good enough. Yeah. It's like it wasn't like that wasn't what they were looking for. But now XENA said, I'm going to show you some actual real stuff, real true things I got. Some shirts of myself. Actually, I would want somebody out there to do that. If somebody could make a parody, if somebody could make a fun of, if somebody could make some movie of it, probably a four-seer or a live movie show, that would be good. But no one actually did. And I never saw the movie, so I can't tell you. If it's just someone who takes my voice and then goes, okay, I don't know. I don't really know. I never saw the movie. I don't know who your friend is, so I don't know what I should say. And a lot of men and women out there, they mistake me for Lucille Lawless. Oh, it's probably another four-seer network that I don't got. It's like Legends and Icons. Comcast doesn't have it. RCA Antenna doesn't have it. So there's another network that we probably don't have. ERA network, I don't know. It's probably another network that we don't have. So if they manage to get a license and start showing episodes, well, that's good. You know, since my show started from WB and WGN and UPN and Fox and then USA and Sci-Fi and Octogen and Lago and now Heroes and Icons, and now it's got, I guess, it's E-Ray, I guess. Well, I don't know. Probably don't got that either. Like, I bet you if I even looked it up on Comcast, probably wouldn't have it. But that's good for E-Ray if they're another one that got it. You know? But really should be called Good Doers and Followers. Good Doers and Name Knowns. Should be called Good Doers. I don't know. EL-Ray Network. I don't know if Comcast has it. It's probably one of those networks that Comcast didn't get a license to run. And and it's going to be pretty sad. Maybe Comcast does have it. I don't know. I know one network they don't have, Legends and Icons. We tried one time looking up on Comcast. It wasn't there. We tried looking up an RCA antenna. Didn't have it. So does E-Roy, is it on Comcast? I don't know. But I'm happy that E-Ray, or however it's pronounced or said, E-Ray network has it. I'm good. I'm happy that it's on another four-seer network, even if we don't get it. El-Ray Network? Yeah, that's probably how it's pronounced. Maybe it's E-Ray or El-Roy. I don't know. I don't know how it's said. And I'm probably messing it up, so I don't know what it said. Does Comcast even have it? I don't know. And it's gonna, and if Comcast does have it, it's gonna vary with the numbers. We all know that. So somebody who has Comcast, let me know if Comcast actually does have it. Since I don't want to go for all that and then find out that Comcast doesn't have a license to it and then find out that, well, you know, you just got the disc. And then speaking about all the other things, it's like Netflix never did get relicensed of my stuff. Hulu's the only one that actually got it really good. Amazon basically has it all disorganized. And Vudu's acts way too much. And who knows how iTunes plays it like. So, it is what it is. And, well, I don't know. I'm happy for that. Somebody needs to make fun of what I do. We need to have a movie, a movie or a four-seer show, you know, take one of the movies and then, you know, do their take on it. I'd like to see how these show players would do it. It'd be really funny. But, of course, I know that's not going to happen. No one's actually going to do that. I wish someone would do that, but they're not, you know. And a lot of men and women out there mistake me for Lucille Lawless. I'm not Lucille Lawless. I don't know. I'm not the show player and singer. Actually, me and her, we really don't get along that well. Oh, no. I got one person on there, and no one answered the question about is Elroy, E-Ray, or however it's pronounced it, or E-Ray network on Comcast. I don't know. I don't want to go for all that trouble and then find out it's not. You know. Well, I guess nobody really knows if it's on Comcast or not, so that's probably why they're not going to answer. It seems like there is no. It seems like it's on Comcast. Yeah, I've heard of it. Am I even saying it right? Am I saying it right? You know, since Cossack Capital Group invests in a lot of things. So, as it is, yeah, well, good for them. If they got a license to the show, and that's good for them, you know? But I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it Elroy or E-Roy or A-Roy? I don't even know how it's said. Elroy. Why is there an E in it then? It should be E-Ray. Yeah, my show started out on WB and WGN and Fox and UPN. And then it was on USA and Sci-Fi, Oxygen, Lago, Heroes and Icons, and L-Ray. You know. So I guess it's good it got relicensed out again. That's good to know. You know, so at least someone who might not have, you know, Hulu or Vudu or Amazon or iTunes and might not have the disc and doesn't have Legends, Heroes, and Icons, they might be able to still watch it that way. So it's out there. So I'm happy about that. You know. Plus a lot of Xenonites out there, and it's funny how I don't even get any of them on here. But a lot of Xenonites out there would say, well, you know, this is basically what I'm afraid of. Okay? That somebody will figure me out. You know? I don't know. Do you really think my show should come back? I mean, somebody should do it. Someone should, like, base it off of what I do on here. I'm not making it up. There's not too many out there doing that. That'd be good if they did. And I don't really care. You know, you do whatever you want to do with it. I mean, you can actually make episodes and then base it off of the books. If anybody actually saw the book, and just guess and go for it. But here are a couple things that I wish could be done. See, I don't really care about the copyright. They can say what they want to say. They can give me thanks. They can not give me thanks. That's fine. But someone on live stream, I beg you to make a live movie show. Make a movie or 4-seer show with different episodes in it. You know. And then, you know, if anyone watches my movies, they know what it's like. You know. Will someone do that? Please tell me somebody, beg someone on YouTube's going to actually do it. You know. It doesn't matter. You know, I would like that. Someone would do that. But we all know that it's not going to happen. None of you, I mean, you're followers, but you don't watch my movies, but you watch my live streams. So I hardly doubt someone's going to do that. You know. So it is what it is. And I guess I got to have somebody else on there. Or do I really need to have someone else on here? Well, what are you doing here, Tobias? Well, I thought you were doing a YouTube live stream. Yeah, it started at 5, and this is where we're hitting out 6. And it doesn't get stuck and filleted. Well, not to mine, hasn't. You know? Yeah. Why don't you, watch one of my movies, like one of the current ones I did. You know, like the one, you know, any one of them. You know, with me and Gabrielle in it. You could also have Ernest and Joxer in it. But the point is, you know, do what you see what I'm doing on them. Go back and some of my movies, the ones I do. You know, the freakouts, the meltdowns, the things like that. And then do that. I don't have any copyright, so if you're asking for me to say it's okay, well, it's okay. I got no copyright over it. Yeah, well, you know, XENA, I just want to say, what do you want to say, Tobias? I just want to say that you're doing a really good live stream. Yes. Why not Hercules and Autolycus not in it? Or Aladdin, you know, or Jack Sparrow, or Matthias. I had a fight with Matthias earlier today. I don't really think, or Godzilla. Oh yeah, it is what it is at this point. Or Walrus, a walrus, yeah, certainly a walrus. Yeah. See, Tobias said, you know, your unicorn friend. Yeah, my unicorn friend. Not making it up. Here's someone that Renaissance Pictures, NBC Universal, and Comcast never made. Hi, Warris. Hi, XENA. You got me again. Yeah, I'm here too. Well, XENA, maybe you should tell them the story about how you found me. Well, it's a very interesting story. You see, I met a Warris a long time ago, and he was actually a slave. Well, that's a European French borrowed word. And I ended up saving him, you know, and me and Gabrielle and him became friends after that. A unicorn slave, actually. But what's a unicorn but a horse with a horn on its head? And one thing that I do, Walrus said, is different is I actually fly. I'm faster than most airplanes and helicopters. Yeah. You see, when I have to go somewhere, and it's not like business with Gabe, we take the jet, I go in a Walrus and he goes really fast. Yeah, I know, Xena said one of these days I'm going to get in a bind with someone and say you don't got air rights. Well, he's fast when it comes to flying. He's not fast when it comes to walking. But you know, there are 3 followers of the Together Team of Good that really should race each other. Sonic the Hedgehog, Speedy Gonzales, and the Flash. I think those 3, who would win between the 3 of them, because they're the only followers of the Together Team of Good, or United Alliance of Good, that are pretty fast. But I only fly fast. I don't walk fast. You know? And Xena said that was a long time ago. You know, I don't even remember who was the man. Severus Snape. Yeah, that bullshit Severus Snape guy who worked at Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Warlockcraft. Yeah. Apparently didn't like it that I actually, he apparently didn't like it that I besmirched him and unlooked him. And then the time that I actually helped him and Harry Potter against him, saved Harry Potter from him once. So it is what it is at that point. Yeah, pretty fast too. He's another, that's right. Should be the Flash, Sonic, and Speedy Speedy Gonzales and Quick West. They all should be worked to see who's the fastest. I think they're all pretty fast, but I don't know. But then I don't really, yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, those members of United Alliance are good. They happen to be pretty fast, you know. As running goes, they're fast. ARRARAS is only fast when it comes to flying, not as running. So, but the last time we checked, it's Speedy and Sonic and Flash, and he's in this Quicksilver. They never really could. The only way they could fly is if they had a skycraft or aircraft or some kind. But as running went, they were pretty fast. But we don't know who would win between them. And you know what? Xena said there are other members of United Alliance of Good I've never met. I mean, I've encounters with many of them in my books. I mean, I had my tales and sagas with Conan the Barbarian, Matthias the Scorpion King. I also worked with Duncan MacLeod the Highlander. Also, don't forget, I also worked with with Red Sonja and Max Agora. And I also worked with, but I also never had a chance. Oh yeah, Laura Croft. And what was his Indiana Jones. I had my meetings with Wonder Woman, of course, too. And and the only people who ever did beat me in a fight back in the day was Conan the Barbarian, Matthias the Scorpion King, and Hercules, of course. And all of them, I'd wronged a lot of them. And it was Hercules who finally saw some good in me, that I was able to see good in myself and got my chance to start doing good. But I've wronged a lot of people. Like I wronged Conan, and he forgave me for it when we went to put Ares in a tomb, from the Xena Scrolls. And I wronged, and Matthias the Scorpion King, well, I did some wrong, and he forgave me for it too. And Red Sonja, I did to her what I did to Calistro. And Red Sonja eventually had to forgive me for what I did. Yeah. we're still on Quicksilver. When I think of Quicksilver, I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is at that point. So if anyone's that I meet up with, I never met up with Laura Croft or or with Indiana Jones. That would be what it would be. So there's only two people, still 2 men and women on, and nobody else is saying anymore. So it is what it is at that point. Was going to have others come on, but well, it's getting to that point. XENA says, I do another hour maybe. I gotta put my shirts away. Oh. Yeah. No. Now I gotta find somebody else that most of you would not think that we would be, we'd be together. Ugh. Oh man, did I not take them out? Guess I didn't. This is just great. No, I didn't take them out. Okay. Well, here's another one of my good friends I've known for a long time. We've known each other since 1999 AD. Well, XENA, it's good to see you. Good to see you again, Undertaker. Yeah, it's good to see you too, friend. Well, how come you haven't put me in any... Why am I not in any more of those stories or sagas? I don't know. I know a lot of people would be surprised that that you and me would have many things in common. Yeah, most of the XENA Knights out there would basically would fight and say, "Oh, we don't have nothing in common." Well, here are a lot of similarities. When I came to the toy, I met him in 1999 AD, okay? When I came to the Toy Wrestling Federation, he was the only one that actually helped me out at that time. So we got many things in common. Like, for example, I got Paul Bear and I got Gabrielle. Teddy DiBiase wants me to be evil. Aries wants me to be evil. I had problems with Bray Wyatt. I had a bind with Bray Wyatt. Now I got a bind with Alti. And we have like friends, like I have Joxer, for example, Todd Pettengill, Hercules, who saw some good in me and helped me change. Hulk Hogan, who saw good and helped me to change. I got a chakram, and I got to earn. And here's something else Undertaker said right now, XENA. Me, I take, who do you think would win between us if we had to wrestle or fight? I'm the one that booked that book. The Naphatonatron? I booked it, the Undertaker said. I'm the evil one, not Ruby No-Buy. And I beat her, okay? I did what Ashley Williams, Stanley Miller, and even Quentin do, or wasn't unable to do. I had to get that book back. You're right, XENA says. You're right about that. You know. But wouldn't you think it would be good if there was Ash versus Evil Dead Stand Against Evil crossover? You know. I'm not talking about me. It's about Ruby No-Buy and the Undertaker. Okay? Between the Undertaker and Ruby No-Buy. You know. Yeah, I would. I actually did meet up with her. And I actually ended up beating her. You know. Ashley Williams had to go through shit. And Stanley Miller had to go shit dealing with her. But I did what I had to do. And you know what? What about the Jedi Captain? Was that Ruby's son? He wanted the book too. No, he was just another wanted to. No, technically the Jedi Captain was Ruby's son. But it don't really matter anyway. So you know what you do? So what'd you do? Well, me and Ashley Williams, and we had to go after her, right? And then when we cut her up and everything and buried her, her head popped up. And she said, "Fuck you, Undertaker. Fuck you, Ashley Williams. Fuck you, Stanley Miller." He was there too. You'll never get the book. And then Ashley said, "You got something on your face." And I said, "Yeah." And I buried her. But we screwed up. You see, you had to say the words right. You make one mistake, you got to read it right. If you make a mistake, it all happens. So the mistake happened. She came back. Only her jaw's all fucked. You know, what it is, Undertaker said. And since I made the book, so I knew what the things to say. Yeah. Yeah. Hi yourself. So, well, XENA, I guess I gotta go. Do you gotta go? Yeah, I do. Well, Undertaker's trying to put together this new team, but I don't know what we'll call it. Have the Undertaker, Kane, and Paul Bear, and Finn Balor, and Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt in it. You know. Okay, the Great Pumpkin's on. Good for him. So, who do you think would win between the Undertaker and Woken Matt Hardy? But I think Woken Matt Hardy was just one of the Undertaker's learners. That the Undertaker taught him everything he knew, but not what he knew. I taught him everything he knows, but not everything I know. Yeah, I mean, but of course, you know, it's funny like it is. Question mark, you don't know. Would someone just like to say, like, who would you think would win between the Undertaker and Woken Matt Hardy? But most likely Woken Matt Hardy has unlooked for the Undertaker, and Undertaker has unlooked for him. So it is what it is at that point. So they wouldn't be wrestling and fighting each other. Actually, Woken Matt Hardy got all of his warlock craft from the Undertaker. So there'd be some unlook that I think that. So All right. I gotta go. I'll be right back. Yes?
Those test strips, are they the Rely on Prime?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'm going to order them and have them shipped because it's free shipping.
All right.
After 2 days.
All right.
So this is something, see, you could do.
Yeah.
If you want to order them, say you need them.
Right.
And I can get, I'll show you, but this way you could get them without having to actually go there.
All right. Yeah, they're the Walmart Rely on Prime.
Right.
Yeah, that's the monitor they work for. That's the series of monitor they run for.
All right. Well, I have 2 sets of 100 orders.
All right.
So they'll be delivered
sometime next week.
2 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this way, see, I'm going to start showing you this stuff so that if you need something you can't get to the store, you're going to be able to order it.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you want, I'll check it out. Really good. No. There's the Walmart.com.
Yeah, those packages are fine. Now, yeah. It's just some business that me and Gabe had to take care of. I can't pause or stop. So there's going to be a long period where I'm gone and we're talking about something. And I can't even, so it is what it is. Yeah, he's the one that holds me up to the camera, the one that does all the movie stuff. But the channel has nothing to do about him. You can't stop. You can only stop a live stream. You can't pause it. And no way you can cut anything out. So even if I did, it is what it is. So they want to make fun of the fact that we're ordering Rely on test strips from Walmart. That's fine. Something they had to do. Something me and Gabe had to do. Something he had to do. Oh well. Yes. And I used to have diabetes, Xena said, but I don't got it anymore. It's gone. You see, one time me and Godzilla had a fight, and we caught each other, and we bled, and the G cells got on into my skin and healed me up. And I know there's going to be someone out there that's going to make fun of Dwayne for having that in his movie. Oh, look. They're talking about ordering Rely on test strips from Walmart, the Walmart brand. You can't edit. You can't cut anything out. You can stop a live stream, but you can't resume it. You got to make a whole brand new one. And I don't edit. I don't cut nothing out. So it is what it is. And I don't have any program to do that either. So if someone out there wants to go ha 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 and use that, that's fine, Xena says. Someone wants to make fun of him, that's fine. That's pretty sad. So that's what's going on. And I'm probably going to be ending this around 8 anyway. But anyway, or whatever. Point is, no one never really answered that one question I said. Like about The Undertaker and Woken Matt Hardy. People just say, oh, what do you mean? I don't know. Yeah, and somebody might say, what are going to... Yeah, that was. Like, who would win between Woken Matt Hardy and The Undertaker? But I have an idea. I got a win that Woken Matt Hardy probably has unlooked for The Undertaker, since he probably got all his warlock craft from The Undertaker, so he'd probably have unlooked for The Undertaker. You know? And plus, The Undertaker's trying to start this new group up with The Undertaker and Kang and Paul Bearer and Finn Balor and Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Yep. And that what it is. Well, do you think that Woken Matt Hardy would have unlooked for The Undertaker since he got all, or do you think he wouldn't? Do you think he would see The Undertaker as a friend or a foe? Or do you think The Undertaker would see him as a friend or a foe? Yeah, probably right. The Undertaker would probably see Woken Matt Hardy as one of his foes. He would probably say something about how he'd gotten unlooked by him. And about how, you know, he taught him everything he knew, but not everything he known. And if it wasn't for him, then Woken Matt Hardy would never have been around, since it was The Undertaker who helped waken him up in the first place. Hi, Kate. You're back from your trip from Mexico. Well, that's really not much for me to say for that. I mean, Dana just lost the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship back to Hope again, but she'll probably win it back. I mean, Hunter Hearst Helmsley is the chief executive officer of the TWF, and I probably got to tell him that. Probably got to tell Ernest P. Worrell, my son who's commissioner, and Sailor Moon general manager about that. But it's good to see you again. You know? So how was your trip in Mexico? You said you went to Mexico on a trip. You know? And here's something, well, I bet, yeah. Unfortunately, Dwayne is not really to do stuff like that. I do stuff like that all the time, Zena says, but who wants to go through having a flying identification card just to vouch for your photo identification card? Just to have a passport that will actually vouch for the other two. That's about 3 things that got your name and likeness on it. You know. So I don't really know. But I do it all. But I'm going to go to Mexico too, Zena says. I have to meet with the new president of Mexico anyway. So it is what it is. Oh, are you referring to when you said when Gabrielle told Angelina Love to get beat up by her? Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was way back when I was the general manager and she was the assistant general manager. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. That was about, I would say that was around 2015 AD or at least 2016, around that 2 times when that happened. But those movies you made, you removed them. You should have kept them. They were funny. I mean, but you removed them. You should have kept them, though. Because I would wonder how you were going to actually do something like you should have kept them. Did you remove them because you didn't think they were good? Or did you remove them because you didn't think it went along with what you did for your channel? But anyway, Xena said, I would think it'd be funny if you would actually do something like me. Like you would try to have some doll be like me. It would be really funny. But I don't know. You would actually have to have a doll of mine or have some doll that you could somehow pass off as mine. And I always want to ask you, Kate, there's always going to be these men and women who do two type of things. One, they're doing live moving show or a movie show like I do. Then they're doing things when they're moving around, but you don't see their hands or anything. Unfortunately, I can't do any of that. I don't got any of the programs to do any of that. Why was it unlooking? Why was it embarrassing or unlooking for you to do it? But I can't do any of those, you know. I get it. Some men and women, when they're on YouTube, what they feel comfortable with, what they're okay with, they do. Like with some people, they're comfortable of coming on a likeness taker, movie maker, and some aren't. So I understand that. But I can't do it even if I wanted to do it because I don't got any of the programs. And they never really work good for me. Oh, ArcSoft Video Processor, ArcSoft Webcam Companion. You can cut your movies and reattach them. No, once I cut them, I besmirched them. They're ruined. I can't put them back together. And Microsoft Windows Movie Maker didn't do shit, except if you wanted to put a title on it, was good at that. You want to make it brighter, it was good. That was it. Couldn't do anymore. And forget about it. ArcSoft Video Pro, forget about it. CyberLink Power Director, all it did was record. So all these men and women who claim, well, all these programs do shit, well, they didn't work good for me. And I wasn't going to take a movie to besmirch it to find out that's how it worked. If you want to strip Eve Torres of the TWE or the DWE, knock out the Women's Heavyweight Championship, it's up to you. What you want to do. It's actually Gabrielle. You keep saying Gabriel, but it's actually Gabrielle. What do I think of Liz Morgan? Elizabeth Morgan. Liz Morgan. Yeah, I think she's good. I think she's done very well for herself. She came from NXT, went on SmackDown, and went on Raw. And part of the Riot Squad with Ruby Riot and Sarah Logan. And here's something, yeah. Michelle McCool. Yeah, that would be good. Yes, that would be good. I like that idea. Well, what program do you use to do that? Because since I really don't know. I don't really do that stuff. But I'm just curious, like what program you use to do it. Are you talking about Apple iMovie? That's pretty much what it is. It probably is just as shitty, I guess, as Microsoft Windows Movie Maker or Apple Macintosh iMovie or CyberLink Power Director or ArcSoft Video Processor, ArcSoft Webcam Companion or Cyber, or Mackie Cam or Sony Vegas Editor or whatever, or Final Cut. It's probably like put a movie in and besmirch it. Then you find out after trial and error, this does that. Well, you probably want to know what type of computer I use. Well, I use a Google Chrome-based computer, Google Chrome OS. And it does one thing that Microsoft Windows and Apple Macintosh OS and Google Android and Linux can't do. It's immune to viruses and malware. It runs all the tabs on the sandbox. So that it detects malware or virus, then it infects the tab and nowhere else on the operating system or the web browser. And if it does get out of sandbox, then verified trust when it's running the operating system, when you turn it on, it will detect if anything's wrong with it and power wash back to what it was before. Yeah. Do not really need said you not really just need a tropical. Yes, I think Bailey's good. I think she's a really good women's wrestler. You know, granted that she is a former WWE NXT Women's Heavyweight Champion and a former WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight Champion, but she does really well. She does good. Usually I go to Walmart a lot. That's where I usually go. And sometimes I go to Kmart. Okay? And sometimes it's American Thrift Center and Glassport Thrift Center. But usually when I go to Walmart or Kmart, I'll try to see. And sometimes there's so many things there, I can't get them all, so I got to pick and choose. So sometimes there might be someone I want to get, but I can't get them because I'm going to get someone else. So it is what it is. And then you say there was a store in New York, I guess, that's where you're from, where they sell all different wrestling dolls and action figures. I guess it's probably Ringside Collectibles, but they don't sell every single thing. I mean, they got a lot, but they don't sell everything. But you said there was some, yeah, that's probably what it is. Wrestling Universe. Is it only New York? You know? I mean, I never heard of Wrestling Universe. It must be only New York. They must sell, I guess, wrestling stuff, you know, like toys and things, and DVDs and CDs and stuff like that. Must only be in New York. They probably got a website, probably. Could probably order for them, I guess. But I don't know. Is that where you're from? New York? Well, what part of New York? I would assume either it wouldn't be New York City, all these boroughs and stuff. It probably wouldn't be that. It'd be. So what part of New York do you live in? But I'm going to assume you probably live in either the city itself or some other truant, borough, township, town, or stead. Yeah, Kelly's good. Jacqueline Moore's good. Yeah, of course. As soon as you say something like that, I besmirch it. See? I see, Xena says. Yeah. All I can say is probably Pennsylvania, and as far as it goes, that's where Dwayne lives, obviously. You know. But as soon as you start mentioning trumps and village trumps and boroughs and township towns and steads, I don't know. So here's another thing Xena said. Well, I know there's a big age difference. Okay. And you know, you're 16 and Dwayne's like 34. And I hope that's not a bind. Because, you know, there's so many people out there, they get the wrong ideas about things. They think, well, you know, there's this age, you're doing that, they're doing this. But I don't know. And I had no idea you were even, I guess what? Around 2015, I guess, is when you first came around, I'm guessing, to one. So I didn't really know. But it is what it is, Xena says. You know, what we do on YouTube, we ain't doing anything wrong, so I wouldn't worry about it. You know. Wrestling Universe. Well, Xena said, I'm sure Wrestling Universe has a website and everything. So even if you couldn't go to New York, you probably still could get stuff from it. I don't hate Nikki Cross. No, I don't. I don't know why you would think that I hate Nikki Cross, but I don't. You know. I don't hate Nikki Cross. Not at all. I don't even know Nikki Cross that well to even hate her. So it is what it is. But I think she's a good women's wrestler. And before oh yeah, Hope said. Oh yeah, what do you want, Hope? You talking about Nikki Cross, right? Well, guess what? You're looking at someone who is just as more bad than Nikki Cross is. Yeah, my twin daughter, Hope, Gabrielle's twin sister. Yeah, you're looking at me, the two-time TWF women's heavyweight champion. And I guess, Kate, you don't really like me that well since I beat Dana Brooke twice. But that wasn't my doing. Don't blame it on me. It was Sasha Banks who booked the wrestling fight. Do you hate her? Says you can't stand her. I never said, no, I don't hate her. But too bad we can't fight, Hope says, because they never made Nikki Cross's figure yet. But I'm sure I'd beat her if I did. Yeah. It is what it is at that point. Hope, what else do you want to say? Oh, yeah. Well, guess what? It ain't Gabrielle you got to worry about. It's me, Hope. You got to worry about me. I'm the one, Kate, that you're going to probably not like. And you're going to start making all your movies on. And you're going to have some type of laughingstock of me on your channel. That's fine. That's okay. Because I beat Dana Brooke. I kicked her easel 2 times. So I'm now a 2-time TWF women's heavyweight champion. Oh, come on, Hope. Get out of here. Oh, hi. It's probably the longest live stream I've ever done. I started this live stream at what, 5, I think? Now we're on to 7. I won't be surprised if this gets stuck in processing or something. You know, it's always going to be something. There's going to be some bind. You know, if I did a Google Hangout, this shit wouldn't go on that long. You know? But I guess it is what it is. Well, I guess before, well, is anybody else on? I don't know. All right. Could somebody tell me what this word is? I don't know. Somebody can look down here. It goes, not really. You just need to have tropical. Oh, great. Another third-party website, probably. And probably, I don't know. No. It's all it is, tropical. A website host. Kind of like, you know, Fire Angel and all those other ones. Where you always got to pay them to host your websites. Unless you go like to Wix.com or something and they're all free about everything. Well, thank you. I could lie and say I'm a YouTube partner. You know. And it's not like you, and you know, I could show you Weird Guild and say, oh, came from Google for Google AdSense. And then you would say, XENA, you're being untrue. I don't see no advertisements on your movies. I see no verification or need for username. But I could say that. You know, YouTube partners can claim they work for YouTube. I can claim I'm a YouTube partner. And it's not like YouTube or Google is going to look through and say, well, you're lying up, you're being untrue about being a YouTube partner. You know? So I can call myself a YouTube partner if I want to. Unfortunately, that's not going to work. Since it is Google Chrome-based computer, I can't really, the lightness taker, movie maker is built inside of it. All I can do is move the monitor up and down, you know. So I can't have a tri-stat. That's not going to work. Tripod is not going to work. And I know a lot of people out there hear all kinds of things. You know, a tripod isn't going to work. And when, you know, tripod isn't going to work. So tell Caitlin or Kate, if she's still on, good win, but the tripod's not going to work. I got 5 users, but only one person's talking, so I really don't know if she actually was on to know that. I don't know. One time I did a live stream. I'm not making this up, Xena said. One time I did a live stream and nobody came on. One person came. Well, actually, no. I did a live stream one time and no one came on. One person came on, thumbed it up and left. And this was the one I didn't even, this is one I actually just deleted and didn't even put up there. I don't know. There's 6 people on there. It's saying 6 users. So I would assume that means they're all active unless they went somewhere and did something. So it is what it is. So what do you think about me saying, call myself a YouTube partner? When I have no advertisements, when I do not have no Google AdSense account, I am not getting no WearGuild from Google for Google AdSense. But I could always lie. I could always be untrue. I could show you WearGuild and I could say that. And Google and YouTube aren't going to say, you can't be untrue. You can't call yourself a YouTube partner unless you able partnership. And then link Google AdSense together so us, the Google AdSense team and YouTube can hook it together. And then advertisers can basically, you know, advertise on your movies. And then get a portion of WearGuild from us. And then you can bullshit and say you work for us. When actually partners don't work for Google or YouTube. What do they put down their tax returns? Self-employed. See, I could say this is from Google AdSense. I could say this is from Google. No one really knows what a Google AdSense check looks like. They're probably direct deposit anyway. And then, like all partners, I could pretend to get angry, mad, and wrath and start crying and start sobbing about how YouTube doesn't give me no answerability and how they do shit. Well, partnership is free, you know. You didn't buy YouTube partnership. The Google AdSense is free too. So you should do your proper research before you become a partner. You know that YouTube is going to really look over your shoulder over every single thing you do. They're going to hover over your cyber shoulder when you upload a movie and it fillets. You know they're going to hold you to community guidelines in terms of service and copyright more than they did when you were a non-partner. So I could bullshit, I could horse shit and say I'm a YouTube partner. And what's Google and YouTube going to say? Nothing. You know? I don't know if there's going to be another Sailor Moon live stream or not. I don't know. Probably be a while until another one's there. So it is what it is at that point. But no one answered me. You know? Nobody answered me and said, what if I call myself a YouTube partner? Well, I guess it is what it is at this point. No one's going to answer that because no one never thought about, saying they were a YouTube partner when they weren't, I guess. So it is what it is. Yeah, the only thing that would happen is somebody would say, I don't see no showers showing their stuff before your movies. I don't see that verification thing underneath your username. Oh, it is what it is at that point. I could, that Weird Guild, I could say that was YouTube. I could say it from Google. I could say that was Google AdSense. And I don't think anyone would know the difference. What do these YouTube partners do when they file their federal, state, county, and local taxes? Do they call themselves a YouTube partner, or they say they're self-employed? Like, how do they say it? Does YouTube actually give them tax return papers? Does Google actually mail out all these partners their tax return papers and say, well, this is how much was taken out for federal and state and county and local and learning? I don't know. What do they do? I have no clue. The first thing a partner should not call them, the partner should not say it's their job. Okay, yeah, they might be making some weird guild from Google for Google AdSense as a YouTube partner, but they don't actually work for Alphabet or Google or YouTube. They're not a worker. They don't have any benefits. They don't have any, anything like that. Their tax bracket is completely different since they're actually a partner and not a worker. And when they lose their partnership, do they say they're fired? They didn't say, did YouTube fire me? I never want to be a YouTube. I'm never going to able partnership. Sorry. If I able partnership, it will just be for a title only. Because my channel will never get big. The views will never get more than they are. No one from Google AdSense and YouTube are ever going to tell me to link those two things together. And no advertiser is going to want to buy advertising time on my channel or movies since they don't get a lot of views. So it is what it is. And then I got to worry about some YouTube onlooker making a bad call on one of my movies when it comes to community guidelines in terms of service and copyright. Oops, sorry, you lost your good standing with community guidelines and copyright and terms of service because I made a mistake. Oh, the advertiser didn't want to buy advertising time on your channel, so you lose the monetization on that movie or movies. I want to go for that shit. Oh, how about this one? The Google AdSense team somehow gets told that you did something wrong with Google AdSense and you didn't, you lose that. And then let's say you're on Social Security benefits. You know that the wages are going to keep going up and down, hurt your benefits. My daughter Gabrielle works for YouTube as a YouTube community guideline onlooker, and she only works part-time so it doesn't hurt her benefits. So when I said she worked for YouTube, nobody actually said anything. Sad for that burp. And I don't edit my movies. I know everybody talks about do this, do that, undo your movies. And it doesn't really matter. Well, there's one more house, it is what it is. I guess you want to see her back again, right? You want to see my daughter Gabrielle back? Or do you want to see my goddaughter Jordan? Well, I wish I could show you one of, I guess I could. Nah, too much digging. But I guess before, yeah, the air condition don't work and the fan don't work. I don't know. I was going to show you one of the books, but it'd be too much digging to do it. If you were some of those users that was on YouTube one day, it is what it is. Oh, I was going to show you my car, XENA says, and I completely forgot about that. I was going to show you my sports car, my Lamborghini, that apparently only millionaires and billionaires, can afford. It's both electric and gasoline. Well, here's my card, XENA says, that my husband Gabe got for me. I know a lot of you men and women out there, you probably hate me since I'm wealthy, I know. Yeah, well, this is my car. It's a Lamborghini. And I know that now someone's saying, oh, the wealthy just rubbed in the face of the lower class. I know a lot of men and women who have these bad ideas of the wealthy. They think the wealthy don't care about price tags once they get wealthy. Oh, me and Gabe, we care about price tags. We only spend weird good when we think it needs to be spent on. And then they think, oh, the wealthy don't pay that much in taxes. No, the wealthy probably pays more in taxes than the rest of them. They probably got more weird guild. And I do good. I try to use my resources to help others. To prove out there that I'm still the same woman I am. I wedlocked into being wealthy. It was the only way. The only way it could work for me. It goes, XENA, I remember you threw that. Yeah, I did one time. We have like a jet. We have a yacht. We got nice cars, nice yachts and boats. And then we have a butler named Philip, and we have a housekeeper by the name of Abigail. I got Edward, a chef. We got some goods with some groundkeeping work as well. David and Mary. That is what it is. What do you say, XENA? I remember you threw that. Yeah, I did. I remember. I know a lot, and so it is what it is at that point with me. Well, before I go, I got something else I gotta do. Yeah. What do you want? I don't know. You don't know. No, I don't. Well, you don't know what I want. Oh, I don't know. What are you doing here? I don't know. Then just go. Oh, there's something at the office you got to look at. I'll look at that tomorrow. Okay? What do you want? You want to do a workout? No, I'm not in the mood right now. Yep. Nice personal assistance, right? You know, nice personal assistance. And then our security, don't forget about that, is Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. Yep. What do you mean, oh no, about? You know, it is what it is. What do you mean, oh no, about? Oh, hold on. I gotta take this. Hi. Miss Kuska? Yeah. Well, apparently there's a little thing about our subsidiaries. Well, which one? It's not Royal Dutch Shields, is it? It's not the red box. It's stars. What about stars? Oh, I told you, XENA says. Last time I told Jeff Overis, you know, and I told him I know that what I want on stars. He says wrestling won't work. Well, I'm pushing wrestling through. So you better tell Jeff Overis, as since he's a subsidiary hit, I'm saying we're putting wrestling on stars. And it is what it is. Another line here. Well, yeah. Well, another call. It just doesn't end. Hello. I told you this is what we had to do. Ebden, you knew it. I didn't tell Hunter that he has full control of the Toy Wrestling Federation. And he putting that stuff on stars. It is what it is. No, I don't go to those conferences. You know, I don't go to those I don't go to those things anymore. I can't do that. I went to Benjamin to meet with the King and Prime Minister. Then I worked at the True Initiative. Then I was in for wrestling, booking wrestling fights and signing my name on likenesses. Look, I'll talk to you tomorrow. What's that word you put there at the end? IFFN. If you're trying to say ifin is spelled IH. It's spelled ITHAN. And now I'm losing everybody now. Well, looks like that's it, XENA said. I have to go now. All right. See you all later.